Today here at Team Animeishness, we are going to be talking about a favorite series of ours, spoiler I guess, Ouran Highschool Host Club. Yay, Ouran! This series takes the slice of life comedy into a completely new area that I don't feel was really explored before, with a mixture of cuteness and romance and everything that you could possibly love in a shoujo. We've got Ouran Highschool Host Club. We here at Team Animeishness hate doing summaries, so we draw cards. Low card gives summary, high card gives first opinion.
I got a 7.
Jack?
6.
Please explain the cracktastic series that is Ouran Highschool Host Club.
This poor girl.
It's funny because it works both ways. Like poor, like no money, and poor, like you poor thing.
This poor thing. I'm so sorry.
Haruhi is thrown into a new lifestyle as she is constantly, suddenly surrounded by lots of rich people with way too much time on their hands. After a little incident in a music room, she finds herself enslaved to what is known as the Host Club, a group of males with too much time on their hands that cater to female students with too much time on their hands. So I got the high card, or...
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I got the high card. Ouran is a personal favorite of mine, the comedy in it as well as making fun of the anime genre as a whole, with a lot of animation tricks. It really overall is a tight package for me. It's both beautifully drawn, characteristically driven, and the dramatic moments work and the comedic moments work, and that coupled with colors and an amazing soundtrack is kind of all you can ask.
How do I follow that up? The characters, you can't not love them. You fall for each of these guys, not just because of their good looks, but their charming and humorous personalities. Haruhi is also one of my, up amongst my top favorite female leads ever. She's just very practical and grounded, and is the kind of the opposite to the usual airhead you see as a female lead in a shoujo. Especially
in a reverse harem.
Yeah, because normally you'd have her swooning over all the guys, where, you know, it's kind of the reverse situation of all the guys start to, I guess the guys do all start to like everyone, the girl in the reverse harems, but as opposed to her being like, oh, I think he likes me, she's like, how am I going to babysit all of you at once? How do I do this?
And it's not like a tsundere where it's, I don't actually like you, but I do. It's, she's oblivious.
Completely.
Even when she begins to develop feelings for characters, she doesn't notice it.
It literally goes right over her head. It's right in front of her face, but it's like up here in front of her face.
Alright, your turn, dude. What's your opinion?
This is like one of the funnier anime I own. Anytime I'm down, I watch this because I'm just like, I could just laugh my ass off like for hours. And as a lover of reverse harems, this is actually one of my favorites. So,
this is also one that generally, even though I enjoy revisiting shows, I won't necessarily watch them all the way through. Maybe I'll pick a few episodes. Ouran is one I can watch start to finish multiple times and love it even more every time I watch it.
I've definitely watched this more than I've watched any other anime, and I'm one that frequents revisiting anime instead of watching anything new.
Are you I already know you're a revisitor. You've been doing that all week.
That's a story for a different day. Let's go ahead and talk about characters.
Well, do you mind if I go first?
Go ahead.
Okay. Tamaki! He's my favorite because he's one of my many spirit animals in anime. He actually is more of your airheaded, ridiculous character you would normally expect the girl to be. It is also a tragic tale of senpai trying to get noticed. He's an interesting blend to me in that, on a comedic level, yes, he's just kind of the dumb, ridiculous character, but he's also the leader, so he's always dragging everyone into his shenanigans.
And making sure they realize that they are the homosexual side characters in this romance story between
don't cross the line.
Tamaki and Haruhi. So don't cross the line.
Yes. I also really enjoy, though, whenever you do get deeper parts of his character, that I enjoy that his flaws are still complementary to the rest of his character. They don't try to do anything super out of the box with him, but it works in such a natural way, and I don't want to give any spoilers, so never mind on that note. Someone else go.
Go ahead, Div.
My favorite character is Hikaru.
You have to just say the twins. You can't just pick one.
Excuse you. You're rude.
Okay, you can pick one, but I like them. I like all the characters.
Because my favorite character is Kaoru. So,
I like Hikaru because he's kind of more of the brooding twin.
he's the more brooding.
He has such an attitude on him.
He's got some serious angst.
I love him because he's the one that, you see him in the downpour in the rain with his headphones and you're just like, I just want to hug you and give you a warm blanket and love you forever.
And Kaoru is the one that has to admit that things are eventually going to change, where Hikaru is incapable of seeing this, so he tries to push things forward, but he's unable to accept change himself. And so he tries to be the big brother between the two twins, and he normally falls a little bit short. Till the day it becomes a pumpkin is one of my favorite sayings from the show, and it's from Kaoru, just saying that everything's great now, wait for it to fall off the edge of a cliff here in a little bit. Someday the pumpkin will become covered in mold. And it works just so well for his character, because that is his greatest fear. And unfortunately, this series doesn't go any further in the manga. I'd love to see the big fight the twins have in the manga, or Tamaki's revelation that he actually has feelings for his daughter.
You're one of the people who somehow hasn't seen this. He thinks that Haruhi is his daughter, and that's why he loves her.
There's no way they can see that pin. There's a box there. And
This one.
tiny.
I have a Haruhi pin. You just can't see it.
This one.
As mentioned before, the music for this is wonderful. It's all very symphony music. I'll listen to it sometimes. It's not as good to listen to outside of context because you're still seeing the scenes from the anime. Renge's theme especially, that just starts off a little bit and I'm like, oh gosh, no. All the characters, even the ones you hate, are lovable.
Mm-hmm. And you get attached to the side characters, the main characters you meet for a couple of episodes, and the way that the host club...
characters that you take a shot every time they drink, because you take a shot every time they talk, because you'll stay sober. That's the best kind of game, the stay sober game.
You will have a reason for saying that, though. Okay,
Stay sober.
any final comments on this one? As far as things we love, things we like?
I have one comment. Nekazawa.
Oh yes, that's a character I'd forgotten about.
That's
Sorry.
actually my second favorite character out of everyone.
It's hard for me to pick a second favorite because they're all already my first favorite. I just picked the first one I laid eyes on.
My second one would be Kyoya Utori, or Utori. I can't speak today. I apologize.
Yeah, it's probably... I mean, it's Haruhi and Tamaki, so...
But, I don't know. Like, I just fell in love with Nekazawa because the minute you actually saw his actual face, you're like, you're pretty! I just want to love you!
Of course, that's why Dim falls in love with it.
That and the kitty puppet.
Bells enough?
The kitty puppet.
Alright, so numbers, guys.
I'm gonna go with a 10. It's got, like you said, a great blend of comedic and serious moments. It really has a whole lot of heart to it, and the characters are extremely lovable. The art style is maybe not the most dazzling thing, but it works for the series and matches the manga relatively well. The animation itself, okay, give or take. The animation itself is amusing with its plays on classic tropes in anime. So yeah, it's a 10.
I'm gonna give it a 10 because if anyone knows me, I absolutely almost can't stand comedic shows or anime, and I'm in love with this one, so I give it a 10 for being able to impress me.
For being able to impress you. You say that as if it's the greatest honor. I have to give this series a 10 as well. I love the characters, I love the art style, I love the colors. The only thing I'd be able to really complain about, where's our season 2?
Right?
It needs one! Really bad. Actually, it doesn't need
An
one.
OVA.
I just want one.
Agreed.
I would be happy if it just got an OVA.
it ends at a place where you're like, okay, they're just going to continue having their misadventures, whatever. But the manga goes on, and so should the show. So that gives us 10 out of 10, and that's going to be 10 rose leaves. From Team Animeishness, I'm Iris-Blue.
I'm Yakamasu Gimi Demazlu.
Yako.
And I'm Div.
And we will see you in the next video. Later!